From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Hourly News Blast. Advocate is reporting Trump's FCC is eyeing warnings for trans TV content. Civil rights groups are pushing back. For decades, LGBTQ plus Americans fought to be visible on television screens that either erased them entirely or treated them as punchlines, predators, or cautionary tales. Now, a coalition of more than 40 civil rights, free expression, and LGBTQ plus advocacy groups says the federal government is flirting with reviving that history in a new form. This time, the government wants to put warning labels on shows that include transgender and non-binary people. In a joint filing submitted Friday to the Federal Communications Commission, organizations including GLAAD, Human Rights Campaign, PEN America, PFLAG National, Lambda Legal, and others warned that a recent FCC inquiry into television ratings could pave the way for government-backed stigmatization of LGBTQ plus representation on screen. Mark my words, PEP Radio will continue to do our business here on Live 365. On April 22nd, the FCC issued a public notice asking whether existing television ratings should include alerts for transgender and gender non-binary programming or for the discussion or promotion of gender identity themes. The notice asks whether such content should be treated differently or rated differently or contain relevant descriptions so that parents can make informed decisions. Critics see it as a part of a widening campaign by the Trump administration and its allies to pressure cultural institutions, media companies, universities, libraries, and corporations into narrowing public visibility for LGBTQ plus people, especially transgender Americans. The organizations behind the filing argued that the proposal does not merely tweak television ratings, but risks framing LGBTQ plus identity itself as inherently suspect or inappropriate for general audiences. Together, we affirm that depictions of LGBTQI plus identities, including specifically transgender and non-binary identities, belong in our television programs, the coalition wrote. We believe that all people, including all LGBTQI plus youth, deserve to see themselves represented in the media. And we also believe that parents and guardians, not government regulators, should be the ones deciding whether their children are able to watch. The filing warned that any requirement to flag transgender or non-binary characters with special advisories would establish what the groups describe as a discriminatory precedent with echoes of earlier moral panic campaigns targeting marginalized communities in the media. Content warnings that specifically single out LGBTQI plus people, including transgender and non-binary people, or mentions of gender identity on screen, are unnecessary, unhelpful, and discriminatory, the organizations wrote. They do not serve to inform parents or guardians. They serve to further a strategic political agenda that has targeted a minority for exclusion from public view. That's the news blast for this hour. We'll have part 2 of this story this evening between 10 p.m. and midnight. The PEP Radio YouTube channel has news updates throughout the day. Be sure to subscribe to stay informed. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, Roku, Alexa, fmstream.org, Radio Line, Streama, and wherever you find streaming radio. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.